press freedom, and I'm going to ask you each the same question. Well, actually, I'm going to ask a slightly different question for Mr. Wilson. What's working on press freedom? Because we're obviously seeing the trajectory is bad, but I'm wondering if there are kernels of hope and what we ought to be investing in, thinking about, talking about as quickly as possible, because I also want to cover internet freedom. Go ahead.
I'd say a couple of things. What we've seen is a consolidation and autocratic control, often of mainstream media outlets, consolidation around TV stations, print newspapers. Where we've seen a burgeoning of creativity, innovation, and ideas is on online digital platforms, YouTube channels, and the growth in the audiences of these has been quite remarkable and also sustained in a way in which independent journalism is thriving. We see this both in autocratic societies and in semi-open societies, and so it is not all bleak. There's a lot of opportunity there. Second, investing in those new technologies to reach audiences where they are. The use of Telegram channels, YouTube channels, and other means, oftentimes arts outreach, to reach mass audiences with democratic messages and broader audiences when traditional TVs are not available.
Hold on, I'm going to get it.
Good luck.
Tikhanovskaya? Did I get that roughly close? Oh, good. So here's my question for you. It seems to me, I have two questions, right? One on press freedom and one on internet freedom, and it seems to me they are increasingly becoming the same question. I'd like you to speak to press freedom and internet freedom, and if in practice this is becoming the same question.
So in Belarus, there is no media freedom. You know that since 2020, all the alternative media in our country have been liquidated. Journalists were arrested. Tens of them now are behind the bars. But Belarusians have to be inventive, have to be creative in these obstacles, and the leadership of media had to flee Belarus and reinstall the media outlets in exile. And now we are using all the possible platforms like YouTube, Instagram, controversial TikTok, to deliver our messages to Belarusian people. And moreover, in Belarus, all the media, alternative media, are declared as extremists, and people who are subscribed or follow tweets or whatever, they can be sentenced to years and years in jail for this. But people know how to use VPN. People are being educated, and we are trying to deliver the truth to Belarusians on the ground and to the world. Of course, it's difficult to counter to Russian and Belarusian propagandistic narratives because they use all the possible state outlets, TV, to show the views of regimes. And that's why we are asking our allies in independent countries to assist more to our media, to open Belarusian services in international media organizations like Voice of America, for example, just the world to hear the voice of free Belarusians.
Thank you. Mr. Lopez.
As it's been said before, the regular media in Venezuela and in many autocratic regimes is completely closed. TV stations, radio stations. Just recently, Maduro closed 80 radio stations in Venezuela. So thinking that converting regular media as a way to communicate with the Venezuelan people is something that doesn't seem that it's going to happen. Social media, through access to internet, can also be an alternative. However, we need to understand that social media today has been contaminated by the influence, particularly of Russia. In the case of Venezuela, we have seen how the Russian influence in the communications of social media in Venezuela, it's happening through bots, through trolls, and that conversation has also been impacting the perception of the Venezuelan people. So it's critical that we understand that the social media conversation requires some participation and support from these technological organizations to really combat the trolls, the bots, the influence, the external influence of Russia and others. And I give you an example. In 2014, when we called for protest, I was completely banned from regular media. I could not go to TV stations or radio stations. And we called for protest only through Twitter. Only through Twitter, we were able to get hundreds of thousands of people to the streets. But today, 10 years after, that reality has completely changed. The conversation in social media is manipulated, contaminated, and Russia plays a big role in the way in which this is happening. So free access to internet is critical.
Thank you very much.